Just coming to sit and just becoming aware of the breath. Just bring your attention to the breath. And we're just going to settle the mind using the breath. So maybe slightly deepening the in-breath. So the in-breath and the out-breath are about the same length as each other. And then possibly counting to 3 or 4 on the in-breath, 3 or 4 on the out-breath. Or saying like words like, I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out. So we're just slightly lengthening the breath. So the in-breath and the out-breath are the same length as each other. And possibly counting to 3 or 4 on the in-breath, 3 or 4 on the out-breath. Or saying words like, I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out. If regulating the breath is difficult for you, then just allowing your breath to be in its natural rhythm, but maybe using the counting or the words. Just by giving our mind something to focus on, regulation of the breath, the counting of the words, might just let our thoughts settle slightly, so either slurring or space between them, but just accepting whatever happens just as it is. The mind wanders, as minds often do, then just coming back to the breath, the counting of the words. Might be time after time, but just being gentle, bringing the awareness back to the breath. So we're just slightly lengthening the breath, that's okay for you. And counting to 3 or 4 on the in-breath. Or saying words like, I know I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing out. Maybe being curious about the sensation of the air at the nostrils. What does it actually feel like as you breathe in? As cooler air comes in, where can you feel it in the nose? Your nose is blocked, maybe in the mouth. And as you breathe out, what does that feel like in the nose? What's the sensation? As we're doing this practice with the breath, maybe just being curious about what parts of the body move as you breathe. Not particularly analysing it, just noticing. And then just bring your awareness, particularly to the out breath. And see what happens in the body when you're particularly aware of the breath as it leaves the body. It's a sense of relaxation, awareness dropping into the body. And when letting go of particular attention on the body, on the breath, just going to bring our attention to the body. So we become aware of that sense of grounding. Maybe just sensing in to your body against the chair. The pelvis and hips and thighs maybe against the chair. The back against the back of the chair. What does that feel like? What sensations are there? The feet on the floor. When you have connection with maybe a harder seat or floor, what does that actually feel like? How is that different to maybe the soft touch of your clothes? Do we get that sense of being grounded? What does weight feel like? The ground holds the body, but with gravity. How does it feel when gravity works on the body, giving us that sense of weight, of solidness, of grounding? How does that feel in the body? Again, we're not analysing, just sensing in how it feels. To have that sense of gravity, contact with the ground, sense of grounding. And then letting go, particular awareness on the body. We're just going to rest the mind. We're just resting the mind in the present. So we're just letting thoughts arise and display and go. Our sensations, just display and go. All the sensory experiences, just flowing freely, so that all our experiences can just arise, display and go. We don't get caught up in thinking and analysing them and holding on to them. If you find your mind gets carried away with thinking, then just using the breath. Not like the beginning, we put our full attention on the breath, but just with a gentle touch. Just so we're aware of the breath, but also aware of all the other experiences. So we just sit here. The mind's just like the sky. Thoughts experiencing just passing through, but within that vast space of sky and the vast space of mind. Noticing if the mind's wandered. Where's the mind wandered to? And having noted, just coming back to the present, using the breath as an anchor. Often in our mindfulness practice, we talk about bringing a childlike curiosity into our practice. We're just going to explore that a bit more. Maybe first, just bringing to mind a young baby, infant, and maybe picturing how they sometimes just explore their feet with such joy, curiosity. Sense of something new, curious. Maybe picturing, imagining, visualizing how a young child explores their environment. The senses they use. They might put things in their mouth, they might smell or touch, taste, see. Or sometimes they'll keep repeating things just to explore it a bit more. Joy they can find in everyday objects. A piece of paper, some rubbish, a leaf. Maybe how a young child doesn't see the constructs that we do. They'll see the shapes, size, elements of an object, but maybe not the object as it is. A young child will not know a chair is a chair, but would see the shape of it, the wood, the colours, the sensation of touching it. And we're just going to see if we can bring this sense of curiosity to ourselves. Maybe we touch. If your hands are in your lap, touching each other, just sensing into that, or maybe bringing their hands together. What does that feel like? Maybe just one finger. What does a contact with the skin of the other hand feel like? How does it feel in the finger that's touching? How does it feel in the other finger? Just being really curious. What are the sensations like? Sensation of touch. With your hands resting in your lap, and just noticing the sensation of the hands and the pressure on the legs. The sensation of the legs on the hands. Just be really open to the sensations of curiosity. Yes, we know our hands are on our lap. And as adults, we might accept that. But what does that actually feel like? What's the sensations? Maybe just gently rubbing the hands together. Beware the sound. What sound does it make when you rub the hands together? How does it feel? Hands soft, maybe a bit rough. Do they feel warm or cool? Sensations are there. And then just dropping the hands down. Again, maybe sensing into the whole body, sensing into the breath. Maybe between sensing into the body and the next practice, maybe just seeing if you can bring to mind a time when you were younger. You did take delight and were curious in things around you. There's something you can particularly remember that you enjoyed exploring, just for the sake of exploring. You might have seen or touched, smelled. Just remembering how that felt. Experience of exploring, the joy of finding something in a particular object. And then if your eyes are shut, maybe just opening them or looking up and just finding something in the room around you that draws your attention. Maybe looking at it. But yes, your mind will immediately probably name it. But just letting go and naming and analysing. Letting go of our knowledge. Just seeing it, the shape, the colour. Maybe curiosity. Then about what this object is. How it came to be. If it's wood or plant. Curiosity about how it grew. How did it come to be what it was? The wood, how it grew. How it was then cut down and treated to produce this item. The plant, just how it grew from seed, shoots or roots, just kept growing. Maybe it's synthetic. And all the chemical processes that bring this object, just that curiosity. How did it get here? How did it get from what it was initially to what it is now, and to you? Without going into great details, just that sense of all the things that brought it here. It's being curious. And just letting go of any particular visualization, images, or things that you're looking at within the room. You might want to shut your eyes again or look down with a soft focused gaze. Maybe noticing if there's any aromas around, food or plants. Just being curious about that. If there is nothing you can smell, maybe just bringing to mind an aroma that you particularly like. Just being curious about what that's like. How we can bring it to mind. What is smell? Again, without analysing, but just that query, that question, curiosity, the sense of smell. How does it feel? And just letting go of any particular sensing. Just bring your awareness to sound. What sounds are around? Just being curious what each sound sounds like. Maybe there's wind or creaking, clocks ticking. How do they differ? Maybe noticing the things that you're drawn to and things that you might not be so keen on. Just on curiosity and openness. Accepting it all, but just noticing what might be a calming sound for you, what might not be. Maybe noticing how multiple sounds just layer on top of each other. And then just letting go of particular sounds. Again, coming to rest the mind, that open awareness. So just letting all our experiences arise, letting them be, letting them go. being curious. What is this awareness? How does resting in awareness feel? Sense stability and openness, just noticing. You do touch into that awareness. How does that feel for you? You're not analysing it, but just noticing. And just resting in that open awareness. If the mind wanders, using breath or sound as a gentle anchor, just to bring us back to the present. Just resting here, just with that open curiosity. If a particular experience arises, maybe just sensing into it, not particularly naming or analysing it, but really just using the senses just to experience it. If it's a thought that arises, just being curious. What happens when the thought arises? Are there things happening in the body? Does the mind try and get carried away with following that thought, going into thinking? Noticing how we might be in this open awareness, but quite often our attention gets caught by one sound or sensation, thought, and then another. And then as we come towards the end of this practice, maybe just setting an intention of bringing this childlike curiosity to elements of our life, not just accepting everything as it is, just having that openness, maybe finding joy in that.